lining of the inside lining of the uterus, instead of it being just on the inside, it's on the outside. So you have like an ovary or a cyst that's kind of filled with blood up to 8 centimeters, which is sizable. It's like a good size navel orange, and I would assume that that causes some amount of pain for you. I would say that that would have to get addressed. And as I said, I understand that nobody wants to run for surgery, but that may be a component of kind of what's holding things up and the progress. So, my advice on that end is to hopefully you're with a doctor that you trust and you respect and who has experience. Um, and so once you have those things going, then it becomes a little bit easier to say, okay, I'm going to do the surgery because then it's going to get me to my end goal. As far as the end goal, definitely there are um, it's not necessarily there's no like superfood. It's more eliminating a lot of the stuff that's in our lives that may be decreasing our health. And for the most part, it's all the stuff you kind of already know, the sodas and the sugar, and replacing it with the healthy green vegetables and the fruits and increasing the water. You know, definitely there's been a bunch of studies linking smoking and vaping to miscarriage, but what you may not know is that caffeine, which, I work with med students and they chug caffeine like no tomorrow. They're so, when I was in med school, it was just like coffee or maybe some real fancy people who had espresso. But now the med student today was telling me about something called a red eye that has like 3 shots of espresso in it. So it's just crazy the amount of caffeine that people are consuming. And if you're one of those people, you're going to have to really limit your caffeine because caffeine is associated with miscarriage. So, in my estimation, it's less about like, ooh, I'm gonna, have green smoothies for breakfast and that's gonna do the trick. It won't do the trick if on top of the green smoothies, that there's McDonald's thrown in and there's a lot of starch and white flour and all of those things that we know increase inflammation. So for me, I guess the bottom line is it's not so much about what you're adding, but it's about subtracting a lot of stuff that's kind of commonplace in our lives. So that's what I would say. And then, as a segue to what Richard was talking about, I am opening up a group coaching program in January. You can go to the website to find out more about it. But I want to get women together. I want for us to talk about fertility issues and struggles, and I want us to, at the end, come up with solutions and kind of figure out a clear path so that we can get to the pregnancies and the families that we strongly desire. So you can go to the website or you can just, in the back channel, send me your email and I can send you information about that. I hope I answered your question.
You did.